Yeah, it's backwards. Yokai Stories number 2. Mariko and the Akashita. Mariko, you get back here this instant. You are not going to school like that this morning. Mariko had almost made it out the front door between being called back in. There was a brief moment when she thought about running down the street, pretending not to hear, but she knew that would just make her mother come screaming after her, causing even more embarrassment in front of all her friends. No, better to go right back on inside and see what the problem was. Mariko planted a right foot in front of her, pivoted, and went back into the house. She dropped her backpack and indulged herself in another deep sigh. What is it this time? Mariko said. Lunch? Got it. Rain? Umbrella's right here just in case. Oh, much worse. Much worse. The weather sorcerer said Nakashita was spotted over at Mr. McGregor's fields this morning, a big one floating in the clouds. But that's miles away. I'll be in school before anything could happen. Mariko stomped her feet in defiance. It's not like you can take that chance when you're older. But while you live here, I think for you, her mother said. You know what the Akashita means. Do you remember what happened to Mrs. Mura 2 years ago? Walked right under the Akashita without a care in the world, and wham! Hit by a train a few days later. Now, put on your white vest with the protection charms. I know you think it looks stupid, but better to act like a fool. Better to look like a fool than act like one. Mariko's mother was already slipping the vest over her. Fine. Mariko sighed sullenly. It was so lame. A white cotton vest covered with magical symbols. Her mother was always like that. Weather saucers, fortune tellers, feng shui. Mariko's pet had to be turned a certain direction to help with their studies. They planted herbs in the garden to, quote, ward off evil, unquote. What century was this? At least she wouldn't be the only one wearing that stupid thing. Other people at school had superstitious moms, but not all of them, and they would laugh at her. She had no choice except to put on the vest, but that didn't mean she had to like it. Mariko tried to plead her case. I still don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Giant red monster floating in the crowds with a big red tongue. And if you see it, you get bad luck. What is that? What is that thing? Where does that thing live? How does it give you bad luck? And at least things like that with Santa Claus, you get details. Mariko pushed on. The Akashita is not even a good story, like that boy who met the Oni and tricked him into stealing his zits, or the one that you read me in the newspaper about the boy from the next town who wrote something about meeting Kappa. At least those made some kind of sense. This is just weird. Listen, Mariko's mom said, the world doesn't always make sense. Sometimes things are mysterious and you just can't understand them. You accept them. Hello, Maya. And some things are mysterious and you can't understand them. You just accept them. You allow yourself to be amazed, maybe a little scared, but you don't try to look for an answer. It's like the old saying, from an open mouth flows a river of troubles. Sometimes you just shut your mouth and don't ask any questions. That's life. Not my life, replied Mariko defiantly. Maybe you don't know my knowing all that stuff. But I'll never stop asking questions. Well, then, her mother said, with a hint of a smile, surveying her charge safe in her white vest. She spoke in a voice that only a mother can use for their own child, speaking with absolute certainty that what she was about to say was what's going to happen. You shall have to become a scientist. That's it for today. All right, thanks so much. Have a great week. I cut myself shaving. That's what that is. Don't worry, I'm not falling apart. This is a cat scratch. So I'm okay. And I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. Thanks. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to say, oh, hello, Saxon Brevock. I'm supposed to say, hey, if you like this, hit subscribe, hit like. I don't have a website. I just like Yokai Stories by Zack Davisson. And I hope I'll see you there. More stories soon.